So for the longest, I would always avoid the For Harriet videos that would pop up on my Facebook feed. They would just come, and I'm not subscribed to her. At the time, people weren't even sharing her stuff, but she would constantly be on my fucking timeline. But I would avoid it with my bestest. I didn't even know she had a whole YouTube channel at the time. About a year ago, I figured out she did. A couple months back, because certain people who I'm subscribed to were responding to her videos, more of her shit started popping up in my YouTube feed. So I watched a couple shits here and there. Standard young black feminist millennial on the fuckity fuck shit that I don't co-sign politically. Kumbaya, open borders, pro LGBT, whatever. I don't care about the letters. All that shit, right? Standard. Just a millennial black educated female. But I come to see some of her stuff piling up more on my feet and watch some of her shit. And just getting a real look at what she's all about. Don't agree with her on 100% of shit. But I find myself, after watching her Taylor Swift video, in agreement. Let's unpack this and dive deeper to sound like one of these fuckity fuck young millennial kids. So, I'm watching this video of her talk about Taylor Swift. Now, I did listen to part one while I was driving home. Black Ops is out. I'm getting mad invites. But no, I gotta do this video. Anywho. So, I'm driving home. I'm listening to her talk about Taylor Swift. And I'm confused at... Because we talk about how black men cape for Becky's, but don't nobody cape for Becky more than black women, honestly. Like, when you look at the Nate Parker situation, when you look at some of the stuff that went on that year, and I forgot, I had a list of things. But sisters was caping for Becky and holding the water for them. The whole women's march thing that they went to and all that stuff. It was just some weird shit. Now I ain't gonna break that down right now, but y'all really do have this weird, like Amanda Seales was going in on white women. It's just weird how black women, how they want to interject themselves in between beefs between white men and white women, where white women would not let black women do that to them. Meaning, the way white women were able to interject themselves between black men and black women, white women aren't letting black women do that. But for whatever reason, they feel like entitled a bit. Like, it's just weird how they feel like in the first video, my issue with For Harriet was she felt like Taylor Swift owed her something. Well, she didn't. Like, she felt like because she's a super pop star, you're not a part of her fan base. She's not who you're targeting to. She's from Tennessee, which would be assumably is a red state. So, and she does country, I guess, type of music. You know, like, that's the lane she's in. But yet, For Harriet felt some type of intersectionality with that. And other black feminists do as well. That, I don't understand how they do that. Like, y'all gotta help me understand that shit. Right? But time and time again, with y'all caping for Becky, even though you saw a situation with Patricia Arquette at the Oscars where she told black women, she told black people, but she's talking to y'all because we don't care. She told black women and gays that y'all need to vote for us and y'all need to help us get our 77 cents on a dollar that every man's make, even though black women are at the bottom of the barrel economically, and y'all at like 54% to them, which we understand why. But she said, y'all need to help us now. It's time for us to help. Right? That was a major L. But y'all let the Becky go, and y'all still feel like they're with us. Then 53% of white women voted for Trump. Y'all were crying about that shit. Like, again, just taking shit real personal. Like, they're not going to let you come in between them and their man. Like, they got what they wanted with the feminist movement for their men. They wanted white men to share with them what they've raped and pillaged. They got what they wanted. And we got a bunch of nonsense and a bunch of divisions and a bunch of fuck shit as a result of that. But that's not even the point of this video. I just don't understand that, though. I don't understand why sisters keep doing this. And white women need to come vote with us. If you watch the current recent episode of The View, the one chick was complaining about 53%. She kept saying 53%. White women, white people in general, they split their vote. They're not stupid as black people to vote as a block, because you don't get shit when you do that. It's just that simple. But I do have a video that I was going to talk about that, and my perspective changed because I got new information. I was going to make the point that white women chose race over gender the same way black women did, but technically that's not true. If you look at it from the popular vote, it's not true because more black women voted for Hillary than they did for Obama. But if you look at it from the Electoral College standpoint, Hillary did win a popular vote between Obama, but she lost the right states. So you can it's semantics, but I'm gonna address that still because there's still a point to be made with that. But anyways, for Harriet did the video about Taylor Swift and how she was happy that she came out and supported the Democrat in Tennessee. As we see right now in the media, black people are calling Kanye coon, unintelligent, retarded for his support of Donald Trump, which wasn't a political support, it was a personal support. But they're uplifting Taylor Swift for her being an artist and using her platform to get people to vote. That's just where we at right now, right? He's need mentally help. He's canceled for the 100th time. Like, how many times can you cancel the motherfucker? Like, when do you realize he does not need niggas anymore? He has his own shit. But we're canceling him again. I mean, Yvette Cornell did a video saying he's done and he's finished, and she's broke and she lives in her mama's basement, but she feels like she has some type of influence over what he does or what. I don't get that. But he's canceled again for the 100th time. Taylor Swift getting uplifted because she finally came out when it was extra super safe after the Kavanaugh situation to come out and do what is simple right now. Like, it's a no-brainer. If you want your brand to go up, if you want your bag to go up, just come out against Trump and his administration. That's the easiest shit to do in the world right now. But she finally did it, and for Harriet is giving her praises. But a lot of the, I guess, wokety woke black feminists that are on for Harriet's page don't like that coalition. They don't like that union with white women. And for Harriet understands that that does not work. That's not how politics works. And my agreement with for Harriet is none of her politics at all. But my agreement with her is how she understands and comprehends how politics is no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just interests. And I'm confused, perplexed, flabbergasted how this black radical feminist can break that shit down and understand that shit, but black men don't. When I'm in the black gun group, which I've mentioned several times, it's a black gun group, right? Black gun owners and education. So we are for gun ownership. But we will sacrifice that gun ownership to vote for Democrats despite being pro-gun. How does that shit work? Black people in general would rather sacrifice a win to be right. So we could benefit from some stuff that Republicans do. In particular, black men definitely can. NAFTA did not help black people, black men in particular, who are blue-collar workers. That Trump fucking with that shit will benefit black men, straight up. Trump cock-blocking on the illegal immigrants, that could benefit black men. Democrats, what they want to do, more NAFTA, more globalization, more open borders, that will not benefit you. But we would sacrifice that to feel right. Oh, shit. And I can't comprehend how this black radical feminist is not trying to be her friend. She called Taylor Swift out for doing the fuckity fuck white girl shit that she didn't like. She said that, but I'm not going to sabotage you using your platform to get 60 people to go register to vote because you share the same interests as me. So black men, the NRL come up, fuck the NRA. They don't like black people. They don't care about us. Fuck the Republicans, blah, blah, blah. And in essence, they're saying, fuck my Second Amendment rights, too, because Democrats don't co-sign that. They don't want you to have guns. Your major cities have the toughest gun laws that are run by Democrats. And who are more affected by getting gun ownership in those cities? Your black ass. So how is it that this black radical feminist can get... We don't have to be friends to share the same interests. America gets its oil from countries we don't fuck with. But they take our money and we'll take their oil. How many countries hate each other, but they have to trade because geographically they have goods and services that they can offer that the other country can't, and they still have to trade with each other despite that. Dominican and Republican and Haiti have to trade. They don't like each other. They have to. What is it about black men that we can't comprehend this politically? Why do we have the same emotional knee-jerk reactions when it comes to voting like women do? Not this radical black feminist, though. She's the exception to the rule. And I'm just confused at this shit. Like, damn. She gets it. She's not a friend of Taylor Swift. She understands Taylor Swift as a means to an end. You don't have to be a friend of Republicans or even Donald Trump. But it can be a means to an end to get your agenda done. Them liking you is not relevant. Them wanting to be your friend is irrelevant. Sharing the same interests is what's relevant, and getting shit done on that issue. Now, when a second issue come up, you might have to fight against them. You do that. But that's how politics works. And why can't we get that? I'm saying, black men, you can't be that pussy politically thinking like women. Gotta do better than that. She literally broke down the shit verbatim on how, yo, we gonna get and benefit from this because we want the people in the office out, and when they get out, we might go back to our corners. But this is our first task at hand, and I'm not about to get rid of her for using her platform because she has way too much influence to do that. Black men don't do that politically. We act just like the women. Just go to that black gun group. There are black men in that group who are conflicted about voting for Governor Gillum and even possibly Stacey Abrams. Two black people in red states that are going to bring gun control. This is a black gun group. And niggas is conflicted about this. How? They're talking about don't be a one-issue voter and all this other nonsense. Alright, y'all willing to sacrifice y'all gun rights for some socialism bullshit that won't benefit you. And it'll probably benefit every other minority group but you. That's all I really had to say about this, though. I agree with the radical black feminist. She has more political, intellectually smarts than a lot of black men do right now. She's not going to take this L. She's not going to sabotage and throw her hands up and act like a little bitch, which a lot of black men are doing because they don't get along with the other side. She's going to take that win and use it for her benefit. Why can't black men get that, though? Literally, like, I did a video about the bill in Chicago. It's a bipartisan bill for black men, Democrat, and Sean, I think his name is, and Republicans. It's a father's rights bill to get fathers in Chicago equal access to the children. It's going to change the way child support is dealt with. You mean to tell me you black men won't vote for that bill or support that bill because it has Republican support? Huh? And you see that it's a black female that's against the bill because that bill will not benefit her constituents. She claims she's not running again, but in theory, she doesn't want to support the bill. Black male Democrat writing who can work with Republicans, understands the game, is working with Republicans to get this shit done on this issue. Might not work with them again on any other issue, but on this issue, he's working with Republicans to get it done. It's a black female Democrat that's fighting against the bill. Everybody gave black women praise when Roy Moore won in Alabama. Shitted on black men, you black Democrat men who voted for that bill. For Roy Moore. Got, I don't know, my bad, Doug Jones. They got Roy Moore out of there. They got Doug Jones to win. Doug Jones won in Alabama, which is a red state. Doug Jones, black women got him in as a Democrat, but Doug Jones has voted 60 to 65% with Trump. So, thank you, Black Girl Magic. But the thing is Doug Jones is in the red states and he understands that he can't push all the progressive bullshit like someone in New York could or like somebody in Massachusetts or Connecticut or Cali could do. he's conflicted politically because his politics have to represent his demographics. So culturally, you might be, this is an example in New York, right? The guy who's running against Governor bitch ass Cuomo he can't be like a red state Republican on guns. He has to tote this line to where he can't piss off all the New York people who live in the city, the big ass rat trap that rapes the rest of us in New York. He can't be that guy because he'll scare them away. So he has to float through this fine line where he's pro-gun. He wants to separate New York City from the rest of New York. So basically from Albany all the way down to Buffalo. We're all screwed gun laws wise because of the 11 million people in New York City who have the anti-gun culture and love being in that big ass rat trap where they can't defend themselves if terrorists decide to attack, i.e. the movie Bushwick, right? But he understands his policies are conflicted. It's like when I hear black people talk about a couple on YouTube did a video where they were shitting on black Republicans and saying all this fuckity fuck shit, but they were saying, we need a black Republican that does this and they support climate control and all this other dumb shit. I'm like, no. Mia Love is in Utah. Her politics have to reflect her environment. She said some fuckity fuck shit about guns on the low privately, but she didn't say it publicly because publicly she would lose if she changed her tone. Same thing with Dr. Ben Carson from Detroit. He was talking all that shit about guns that he had written previously. He had to change his tune because white folks was not going to vote for a black Republican who was anti-gun. Even though in context, his conversation was about the inner city and how, and that problem is beyond political parties. Black people have a rare relationship with guns, and we see it in a negative light. That goes for Condoleezza Rice, who wants to ban AR-15s. That goes for Dr. Ben Carson, who had some views that were unpopular as well. I did the video, go watch it. I don't trust black people who push gun control. But I'm saying all that to say is that politics is not this, you get everything you want all at once. It's about building coalitions and building allyships with people who you might agree with only on one issue, and you rock with them on that one issue, and then you bounce and go do what you gotta do. But for whatever reason, I'm just upset that black men don't comprehend that at a large enough magnitude to get shit done. And the reality is black men, like you watched the video that B.G. Egborn just did about the black woman who was a former cop, and he got in his feelings at the men who were responding to the video, but the men could feel this black woman telling them to go vote Democrat, and they wasn't feeling that shit. It wasn't about her ability and her experience as a cop and knowing how stop and frisk is affecting us negatively. They did not like her telling black people to go vote for Democrats. Period. That was their issue with the video. You can see it in the comment section. It wasn't about no gender war shit about her being a woman. It's about her telling them how to vote. She said verbatim, I made my sons do mail-in ballots. And if she made them do that, I'm sure she made them vote for Democratic candidates. But that's not the point of this conversation. I'm just perplexed that I agree for Harriet, and I'm amazed at how she can understand the concept of politics of no permanent friends, no permanent enemies, just permanent interests, which that should be black politics, period. We shouldn't be beholden to any party. We should be beholden to interests that benefit us. Illegal immigration does not benefit us. Open borders does not benefit black Americans, but we're going to vote for that. We're going to support that. Y'all about to vote for y'all first black governor since Reconstruction in Atlanta who's anti-gun because you're voting for her color and not her politics. In Florida, the same thing with Gullum. People go to Florida because they can keep more of their money and they can have guns. And y'all about to vote for a black governor that's about to get rid of both of those things. But that's my people. I don't understand y'all fools. I'm out. That's all I had to say.
Vote for in the coming election. I wouldn't suggest that they vote for any party or either party. I would suggest that the so-called Negroes become politically mature, realize the power that they hold in the field of politics, and then once the person who is running is aware that this man is awakened to the power that he holds, then that person who is running will approach that Negro on a more intelligent plane. As it is right now, most of the Negro leaders sell out to the white politicians for crumbs. And an awakening, a political awakening among Negroes will make it impossible for the present Negro leaders to sell our people out as they've been doing in the past.
So you do think Negroes should vote?
Negroes should do whatever is necessary to bring about a complete solution to their problem. If it, when I say whatever is necessary